Oh, I didn't see you there. Hold on. I just want to kiss my fish. What's up, everybody? My name is Randall, and I'm here to give you an honest reaction to the All-American halftime show put on by the Turning Point USA event. As you can see, I am a Charlie Kirk fan, so here it is, unbiased to the best of my abilities. Let's start out. So you see right here the All-American halftime show. The first problem I already have with this is just optics, okay? So when I think of, if I didn't see this picture and I just heard, this is the All-American halftime show, I'm thinking this is going to represent America. Looking at this photo, we got a white man, white man, white man, white woman. Kid Rock, Brantley Gilbert, Lee Brice, and Gabby Barrett. Okay. They messed up the thumbnail. Let's go in and see the actual performance. I've already watched it. If you haven't, I'm actually going to put a link down in the comments. But what we're going to do to prevent copyright is I'm going to show it without there being any sound and talk over what they're talking about, because honestly you can't even understand it. Even with these subtitles, if you're not familiar with their songs, you're not going to know what they're saying. But I'm going to help you guys out. So without further ado, let's get into this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Turning Point USA All-American Halftime Show. And this one's for you, Charlie.
Alright, so we're going to mute that and let it play. So, first of all, it goes, hey, this one's for you, Charlie. And I get why they do that. This is the Turning Point USA putting it on. But is this an All-American halftime show, or is this a tribute to Charlie Kirk? That's what I would think of as soon as I heard that. But playing devil's advocate, I understand why they did this. I mean, I'm a Charlie Kirk fan. They're saying, hey, this one's for you, Charlie. Maybe they're just saying this is what Charlie Kirk would have wanted. So this guy opens up. It actually is really good. This is probably one of the most American parts about this. He does the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, with just the electric guitar. Got your fireworks, you know, if you watch Turning Point USA. They typically tend to do that. Alright, then you got this other guy's coming in here. This is Brantley Gilbert. He first gets up there and he's singing, let me look at it again. He's singing Real American. Just so y'all know, I'm going to bring up the lyrics to that. Alright, so you got Brantley Gilbert over here. He's singing. It says, welcome to the land of the free and the home of the brave. We do it freestyle, you and me style, like they did in the good old days. We do it for the heroes overseas and the heroes holding down the home. Yeah, all the big cities, all the small towns. Let's crank it up and get it on. Hey, that was a great start. Sounds like he's going from big cities to small towns. He's talking about the land of the free and the home of the brave. You know, a spin-off of the national anthem. Hey, pretty good so far. So far. We fly that red, white, and blue. Okay, living all across the land. We got them good times on ice. Obviously, some beers, old glories on a can, and everything's made in the USA, which it isn't. But you know, made in the USA, they say things are better. But either way, that's still putting a spin on it. America, got it. Hand on your heart when the song gets played, obviously, you know. When the gloves come off, you'll find out where you stand. That's the real American. So don't mess with us, or we're going to fight you, right? Holt got it started, so we're ready to rumble. Best to play in chest with the American muscle. Obviously, the good old American-made cars, the American muscle. I get it. Let's see what else. We fly that red, white, and blue. Okay, they go back to the chorus. Yeah, that's the real American. And then they do the chorus again, the red, white, and blue. That's the real American, real American. Okay, got it. Hey, so far, All-American Tour. They're talking about America. Got it. So we did Star Spangled Anthem, or the Star Spangled Banner. Now we got Brantley Gilbert over here. He's doing the real American song, right? Then the next one he's going to do, and we'll kind of jump forward to it. He slows it down a little bit. And he does the old Jason Aldean Dirt Road Anthem. All right, let's see if they're keeping it American. America. It says, yeah, I'm chilling on the dirt road, laid back, swerving like I'm George Jones, smoke rolling out the window, and ice cold beer sitting in the console. Memory lane up in the headlights. It's got me reminiscing on the good times. I'm turning off a real life driving. That's right. I'm hitting easy street on mud tires. All right. Sounds like a country style lifestyle, which, hey, I get it. If you saw Bad Bunny, he's singing about his Spanish heritage. But the big difference between Bad Bunny and this one is he's talking about, so Brantley Gilbert is talking about his country heritage, you know, his country way. You don't really have a good visual for that. So if I'm an outsider looking, so like me, when I watched the Bad Bunny one to do a reaction on it, I didn't know what they were saying. But the symbolism showed me a little bit about their heritage. Here, there's no symbolism, and I get it. Maybe they had a limited budget or something like that. Either way, let's move on. Back in the day, Potts Farm was the place to go. Load the truck up and hit the dirt road. Jump the barbed wire, spread the word, light the bonfire, then call the girls. The king of the can and the marble man. Jack and Jim were a few good men. Where we learned how to kiss and cuss and fight too. Better watch out for the boars in blue. All this small town, he said, she said. Ain't it funny how rumors spread? Like I know something y'all don't know, man. The talk is getting old. You better mind your business. Better watch your mouth before I knock your loud mouth out. I'm tired of talking, man. Y'all ain't listening. Them old dirt roads is what y'all missing. Then he goes into the chorus. And he continues the same type of thing. I will say this is where, when it comes to the All-American halftime show, I don't hear it. Now, if you're saying, hey, my only audience is the good old country boys from the South or from the Midwest or whatever, where they're driving them dirt roads, they're lighting them bonfires, they're drinking their beers, they're smoking their cigarettes, then okay. But here's the thing. This is supposed to be the All-American halftime show. Right here, you're telling me that the All-American is the country boy lifestyle. And, being retired military, I've seen all over the country. I mean, I've been to California just to visit. But, as far as I typically went was New Mexico, Illinois, Florida, Connecticut, which I covered all of New England and saw a lot of that area, and then Pennsylvania. And I saw a lot of different things, and it wasn't always about the country boy living. And I grew up in the Bible Belt. I am a Christian, and I understand what they're trying to say. And Brantley Gilbert, this probably is his America. But the real thing is, this isn't everybody's America. All right, what's the next song that's going to come up? Next song, I believe, was Gabby Barrett sing I Hope. Away from her. There she is. I mean, she comes out, she's wearing all blue. They got this little light. They had a really good light show. I ain't gonna lie. Light show was awesome. But if you've seen the TPUSA event, their pyrotechnics and their light shows, they're always top notch. I'll tell you. Anyways, going on. I Hope by Gabby Barrett. That's the song she's singing right now. It says, I hope she makes you smile the way it made me smile on the other end of the phone in the middle of the highway driving alone. I hope you hear a song that makes you sing along and gets you thinking about her. Then the last several miles turns into a blur. I hope you both feel the sparks at the end of the drive. I hope you know she's the one by the end of the night. I hope you never ever felt more free. Tell your friends that you're so happy. I hope she comes along and wrecks every one of your plans. I hope you spend the let's get to and I hope she cheats like you did on me, and then I hope she cheats like you did on me. So this sounds like a song about she had her heart broke by a cheater. And I mean, I guess if you really think about it, the All-American halftime show, there's cheaters all over America. So I guess this can kind of resonate with some people. But it's not a song choice I would have chose for the All-American halftime show. You guys let me know down in the comments if you've heard this song. Let's see if it changed. Maybe it changes. I hope she shows up in 2 a.m. in a 2 a.m. pic from her friend hanging on to a guy and you just ain't him. Okay, so basically, still talking about cheating. This is like a modern day version of, what's that song? He Cheats. Something like that. By Carrie Underwood. Yeah, that's what this sounds like. So, not all American. I gotta say, not all American. Wearing blue. Fits the red, white, and blue theme, but not all American. The other song was one of the good ones. Alright, so here she goes. She's slowing it down. She went from the cheating song to the good ones. He's a phone call to his parents. He's a Bible by the bed. He's a t-shirt that I'm wearing. He's a song stuck in my head. He's solid and he's steady like the Allegheny runs. He knows just where he's going and he's proud of where he comes. He's one of the good ones. Okay, so this is a song about, so she had a guy who was cheating. Now she has a guy who is one of the good ones. I can kind of see if they're doing a Charlie Kirk tribute, what they're saying, he was one of the good ones. Like, he's the one you want to take home to your mom. He's like a perfect person, perfect man for a woman. He's one of the good ones. I love me like he should one, like he wrote the book on. Let me see. You'll know him when you see him by the way he looks at me. You'd say he hung the moon. Yeah, this whole song. He's one of the good ones. I've heard it. That's why I said he's one of the good ones. Pardon my singing there. But yeah, so is it a good tribute to Charlie Kirk? Yes. If you're talking about Jesus, awesome. But the All-American halftime show that I got here labeled, that I expected to watch, this just ain't it. What else do we have? Lee Bryce. Oh. Wait till I read y'all these lyrics. Lee Bryce. Was it Hard to Love? Alright, I might get these. I don't know if he did Hard to Love first. Whatever. Hard to Love lyrics. I'm an insensitive. I have a tendency to pay more attention to the things that I need. Sometimes I drink too much. Sometimes I test your trust. Sometimes I don't know why you stay with me. I'm hard to love. Hard to love. Oh, I don't make it easy. Well, I couldn't do it if I stood where you stood. I'm hard to love. Hard to love. And you say that you need me. Oh, I know the song. Well, I don't deserve it, but I love that you love me good. I'm a short fuse. I'm a wrecking ball. So this dude is just a burly man who treats women bad. And again, hey, across America, that can resonate with every type of ethnicity around. Every state, you got men who are like that. So maybe it could fit the theme, but I'm getting a concert vibe from this so far. The All-American halftime show. This just ain't it. What was the next song? Drinking Class. We're up when the rooster crows, clocking when the whistle blows, 8 hours ticking slow, and then tomorrow we'll do it all over again. I'm a member of the blue-collar crowd. They can never know they can't keep us down. If you gotta label me proud. I belong to the drinking class. Monday and through Friday, man, we bust our backs. If you're one of us, raise your glass. I belong to the drinking class. So it sounds like to me he's a blue-collar boy, doing some blue-collar jobs, which a lot of these country boys do. And that is around America. You have a lot of blue-collar jobs. Maybe you can say that this fits that thing, but it really doesn't fit the all-American. Most Americans, yeah, a lot of blue-collar workers out there. But he's a part of the drinking class, so he works and he drinks. That's what I get out of this. The All-American halftime show. What was the other one? Then he did Country Nowadays. I was reading the comments on this, and the comments on this are hilarious. He's like, Charlie Kirk gave people a mic to say what they wanted to say. Here's what I gotta say. What the heck? Ads popping up. I just want to cut my grass, feed my dogs, wear my boots. By the way, for those of you in the comments that says, I just want to kiss my fish, that wasn't accurate. Wear my boots, now turn the TV on, sit and watch the evening news, be told, if I tell my daughter that little boys ain't little girls, I'd be up the creek in hot water. This cancel your world. The chorus. Oh, I just want to catch my fish, drive my truck, drink my beer, and not wake up to all this stuff I don't want to hear. Hey, I mean, I do get that. We're just waking up to stuff we don't want to hear. Like the same kind of gun I hunt with just killed another man. So you don't want to hear that. Only thing mine ever shot was a deer from my stand. I just want to cut my grass, feed my dogs. Okay, back to same old things he said. It ain't easy being country. Okay. So again, this seems like it's resonating with the country members. Probably country all over. There's probably country listeners all over the country. So I guess you could kind of say the All-American halftime show. But again, that this isn't what I think of when I hear I'm going to be watching the All-American halftime show. All right, what was next? Then of course you got Kid Rock. He comes out, ball with the ball, bang the bang diggy dig. T says the boogie says up jump the boogie. My name is Kid Rock. There he goes, boom, pops up. He sings a little bit of that. Then he goes into another song. That's, everybody knows this song, so I guess you could say, hey, everybody in America knows this song. This is a classic. This is nostalgia, whatever. But then he did Till You Can't. I will say this is probably the best part for me as a Christian man. It started out nice and slow with this, like, what do you call it? Classical music performance. It starts the song. Let me give you a sample. See if I get monetized. Okay, so that's what it sounded like. Really good, really classical. They changed it up a little bit, no longer country, but they did cover a country song. And the lyrics are, alright, so it went, you could tell your old man you'll do some largemouth fishing another time. You got too much on your plate to bait or cast your line. You can always put a rain check in his hand until you can't. So basically saying, hey, there's a lot of things that you just want to put off and put off and put off. But guess what? One day, you're not going to be able to put that off. Like, for instance, I lost both my parents, my dad and my mom. So if I wanted to go fishing with my dad or hang out with my mom again, I can't, right? So that's kind of what this song is about. You could keep putting it on forever with that girl whose heart you hold, swearing that you'll ask someday further down the road. You can always put a diamond on her hand until you can't. Then the main course of this is, if you got a chance to take it while you got a chance. If you got a dream, chase it, because a dream won't chase you back. If you're going to love somebody, hold them as long and as strong and as close as you can until you can't. Now, this kind of goes back to how Bad Bunny ended his performance, talking about, he got to where he is because he didn't give up. And then he encouraged people, and says, hey, if you don't give up, you can get there too. I mean, if you follow the same thing, like these two things intertwined, they could have meshed well together. Then Then he goes into another part. There's a box of greasy parts sitting in the truck of that 65, still waiting on you and your grandpa to bring it back to life. You can always get around to fixing up that old Pontiac until you can't. So, hey, sorry, grandpa, I'm really busy right now. I can't help you out. We're going to do that later. But then finally, you can't. Oh, and by the way, let me pause that. Back that up. This is the most American thing I saw. So yeah, there's country guys. This is the only diversity I saw in there. A Spanish looking man. This isn't a white man, but it kind of is. Maybe, but a black man right here, like Spanish and Black Americans, is what these guys look like. They introduced some of the singers, like 2 or 3 times. That was it. This is the best part. He stopped it and he says, I woke up one day with the song on my mind, and it just kept playing over and over again. And someone or something told me to add a verse, and write it down and add it. And where's that? I woke up all alone one Sunday morning with this song stuck in my head, and in that moment, something or someone spoke to me. They said there was still a verse that needed to be written down for this song, so get up and write it down. And it says, there's a book that's sitting in your house somewhere that could use some dusting off. There's a man who died for all our sins, hanging from the cross. You can give your life to Jesus, and he'll give you a second chance until you can't. So he kind of kept that theme. And me being a Christian, there are a lot of Christians across the country, so this is probably the closest thing it got to the All-American Halftime Show. And I get it, not everybody's a Christian. So, TPUSA, not sure what they intended on, but with that title, the All-American Halftime Show, I think they missed the boat. I did. Honestly, I don't even think Charlie Kirk would be proud of this event. What I would like to see is some diversity in there. A little bit of every culture, ethnicity in there. I mean, you got Glenn Coffey. He could have came and sang Mr. Red, White, and Blue. They could have covered some Toby Keith songs with the American songs, the military American songs that they have. Because here's the thing. If you sing a military song, there's all people, all ethnicities have somebody who have probably served in the American military. Whether you're Spanish, white, African American, Asian, Indian, whatever. You have people who have served in the military, and that would have resonated with everybody. So I think they missed the boat, and what I think that this did, honestly, is made it more divisive. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. And hey, if you like the review and you want to show me some love, help me grow my channel. Just hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps me out. But again, until next time, I'll put the links to this show down here, and anything that I mentioned, any other songs, I'm going to put it down here so you can check them out for yourself. Stay safe. Remember, God loves you, and Jesus loves you, and he's calling you. Stay blessed.